Hola Ricardo and welcome to PalloTV.
Hello.
AC Oulu has been maybe the biggest surprise of the season so far, and you're fifth in the table at the moment. How would you describe your season? It didn't start off quite as well.
It's normal. The start was not brilliant in terms of points, at least. I think in terms of performances we did pretty okay. But new processes, they are like this. Sometimes it takes more time for the players to get to know each other, to get to know the principles, because they were playing according to the principles, but here or there, sometimes it happens when the things are new. I think with time, the team became more consistent. Not better or worse, but more consistent across the 90 minutes. Because I remember still when we played our first home game in Vaza Stadium against Ilves, we considered the second goal in the extra time. We played good game, but we lacked a bit the details in the last minute. Against Inter, it was also okay performance, but we were not as good as they were. But then with time, I think the things stabilized. But let's see, because we have still a very young group and young process.
So let's get back to the last two games against HJK and KuPS, against the top teams in the table. What was your experience? What is still, you won against HJK, okay, but the match overall was, you were defending. Let's put it that way. What's still, if you compare to the top teams, two top teams, what's still missing or lacking, would you say?
I don't think in the first half against HJK we just defended, not at all. I think we had 50% of the possession also, so it's impossible to be only defending. We divide the possession, we were pretty good in the build-up. They couldn't press us as they wanted. They tried, but it was difficult. Then the progression to the creation areas was not brilliant. But we had chances in the last play of the first half. We had a clear chance to score before we had another one. I think we were quite good for let's say, the expectation level. Even for ourselves, probably the expectation level. Of course, then in the second half it was difficult and HJK was strong, but in some way we managed to get the points. But together, those two games, they show clearly that we can challenge every team in this league, as it happened in Kuopio as well. We were leading in the halftime, but still there is a difference. There is a difference, a clear difference. These are the two best teams in Finland, no doubt. But it's not only about the 11 players in the pitch, it's about the structure that is built behind, that has decades of development in both clubs. Traditionally, HJK bigger one, but KuPS doing a great job in the last 10 years, also growing a lot. So it's also what is behind. We want to become like them, but it will take some time, probably.
You just signed two new players last week, Rasmus Karjalainen and Valencia. Is that meant to send a signal that you mean business, or is there something to do with the mechanics in your game?
It's not about business. It's about needs in our squad and steps that the club wants to make. So they both are experienced players. They have skill, they have quality to help us, definitely. In the case of Race, it's also an idea to reinforce our identity, because we have been putting a lot of energy on Oulu-born players. Race is an Oulu-born player who has been in the club before. I think he will find a new club or a different club now compared to former moments here in the club, and I'm sure he can help us, and we can help them, both of them. I think both of them are very enthusiastic to join us, probably because of the position in the table as well, because of the performances. I think this is good news for the team.
So are you telling me that you signing Karjalainen and Valencia is just a coincidence that one of them is a striker and one of them is a defenseman?
Yeah, we have been having problems with centre back, so we needed to get some reinforcements for that area, and Christian was free basically, and he is a high quality player that everybody knows in this league, so no doubts about that. And Rase, a bit the same.
Yeah. So next Saturday up against Vaasan PalloTV here at home. What's to be expected from that game?
VPS is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated teams in this league. They have been playing so well. Even in the last game they lost at home 1-0 against Onka, they played a very even game. They had many chances to score as well. They could have, they should have get some points as well. And they have been doing so good performances that I think it's going to be very, very difficult game. We know there are no easy games in Valokeilassa, but these will bring a special opponent, because I think the biggest strength of Vepso is their team organization, the way they work together. They play with each other with closed eyes. It's a long process. They implemented this process still last season when they won Hikanen. Many of the players are still the same. The new players adapted very fast. They keep the same way of play. It's difficult. We still remember when we lost against them in Liga Cup. Then in the first game, in the opening game of Valokeilassa, we played a very good game there, but 2-2 at the end. So they are a very tough opponent that will fight for the top places, in my opinion, as well.
Thank you, Ricardo, and good luck for the season.
Thank you.